Welcome to Easy Science TV. In this class, we are going to learn how to construct a very good table such that we are able to score high in the table. Don't forget that the table and the graphs are the ones that gives the highest mark. This is an experimental result. This observation is based on simple harmonic motion, in which we take the time for the oscillation of a simple pendulum. So the experiment has been performed, and this is the table. So we are going to observe the table. Let's look at the table and see what is unique about the table and which you must replicate to ensure that you score high in your forthcoming physics practical examination. Now, you will notice that the serial number was put in one decimal place. It is not necessary. You can just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this is the length of the pendulum, the length of the thread of the pendulum. So look at it. So initially, the length of the pendulum was given as 130, 110, 90, 70, and 50. But we have to put it in 2 decimal places. Don't forget. Okay, put it in 2 decimal places. Then the time for the oscillation for each value of L, the experiment was done twice, 2 times. Why did we do that? It's in order for us to increase the accuracy. So when you do it, then we take the average of these 2 times. So we add it together, divide by 2. That is how to get the T average. Then once we are done, don't also forget that they are also in 2 decimal places. You can see it, 2 decimal places. So all the readings gotten from instruments, including the box for electricity or any other instruments like your meter rule and so on, any readings gotten from instruments have to be put in 2 decimal places. These 2 decimal places and the given values too should be put in 2 decimal places. But let's look at this. This is the period of oscillation. So it is T average divided by the number of oscillations. So in this case, the number of oscillations, N, is equals to 20. So N is 20 oscillations. So we have to divide this by 20. Divide each of these T average values by 20. Any results gotten from calculations are going to be put in 3 decimal places or 4 significant figures. To ensure you present a neat table, I will advise that you start with pencil. Write with pencil. Then when you are sure that you have made all corrections, then you can use the pen to rewrite each of the values. Very important. Then also ensure that the decimal places, for instance, should be consistent. If this is 2 decimal places, this should also be 2 decimal places. This should also be 2 decimal places. So every value in a column should be to the same decimal places or same significant figures. Then you can see that each of these quantities have their units written in brackets, as we can see here. Okay, written in brackets. So you must include the units. This unit must be included. If you exempt this unit, you will lose marks for that. Okay, you are not going to get marks for it. And you know, losing marks in practicals is not good at all. It's good you take adequate care. Make sure you don't make mistakes in the practicals. These are very important. This table will assist you in plotting a standard graph. Then when plotting your graph, there is one called line of best fit. I'm going to show you that in my subsequent videos. Do well to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. For now, goodbye.